It has become evident that we are witnessing the single greatest conspiracy theory in the history of mankind. That someone has covered up our history, fabricated our reality, lied about this place we live on, and hidden the greatest event in world history, the 1,000-year reign of Jesus Christ.
Knew all about the alien agenda. I'll explain that in a few minutes. The large alien grays had been encamped there for as best as believed possible about 400 or 500 years. Had been one of their internal bases. And we drilled holes right on top of it.
Hello guys, and welcome to another episode of The Search For. I'm Dan Collier and I'm your host on this adventure. Today we are looking at the possibility of aliens living underground. This is quite a compelling story and something we must consider and look at given all the hype that goes on around this subject. Now, a lot of people, when considering this, cannot quite explain it through their traditional Christian values that they have been taught in regular mainstream churches. However, when you go and take a look at Scripture and start looking into this, there is some references. Today, we are going to look at an old video clip of a man named Phil Schneider, who claimed to be an engineer working for the government in building underground bases and having encounters with alien beings that they had a battle with, and subsequently soldiers died and he himself was injured, losing some of his fingers and having his chest and stomach area blown apart by some type of radioactive plasma weapon. I'm not sure. I wasn't there. So he does have fingers missing. He does have quite compelling story, and he is very informed about geological structures and the information that he shares.
Now, another thing I want to reach to you is that during the unbelievable part, I was involved in building another base in Mexico, which is Los Alamos Laboratory. It's a biological laboratory. On the southwest part of the Archuleta Mesa, we built an underground facility, a better part of 3 cubic miles hollowed out underground. Then to the southwest of that, we were in the process of the early stages of building. We drilled 4 large tunnel-like holes. Some of them ran 2.5 miles under the surface. At that time, number of the original wells or drilling machines that were used were at the rate of 2 miles a day. It was fairly rapid. In this process, I was lowered down the basket of one of these holes, and about from me to this elderly woman here in the front was sitting a 7-foot-tall alien gray. The stench was worse than the worst garbage can you can imagine. I killed 2 of them. Yes, they're mortal and they do die. However, I have a picture. Let me reach for it here. I have a picture of one of the aliens been working for the United States Pentagon for the last 58 years. His name is Val Valiant, right here. There's my father in the background.
Now, what we are looking at from a perspective of religion, we do know in the Bible it talks about the Watchers. These are beings that came down to earth, landed on Mount Hermon, and then from there went down, violated their oaths not to interfere with humans, and took for themselves wives. The bizarre thing you also read in the book of Enoch and in the Bible is about these entities. They always call them terms of fallen, But these entities taught men and mankind all the things that God did not wish man to learn at that time, such as types of medicine, pharmaceutics. They taught them how to make weapons and conduct warfare.
Now, I'm going to casually mention to you something that's very scary indeed, and tell you what the alien agenda is. And it's going to sound very familiar. The alien agenda is the complete takeover of this planet, the killing off of 5, 6 to 7/8 of the world's population by the year 2029.
But when we look at things like underground bases or the existence of entities living underground, we must remember the Bible does mention places like Sheol, or that Abraham and the people who died before Jesus arrived lived in the place in like Middle Earth, we would say, in which Jesus ascended to and set them free.